Defence of the UK is nothing new. Neither is defence of the UK's airspace. We tend to think primarily and maybe solely about pilots and their aircraft. However, there has always been another group of individuals that have been the guardians of the skies above Britain. We're talking about the members of the Royal Air Force Air Operations. The dowding system, based here at Bentley Priory, and its various sector control rooms around the country is referred to as the world's first truly integrated radar air defense system. And its basic principles have stood the test of time, still employed today by the Royal Air Force. Its contribution to winning the Battle of Britain cannot be underestimated. If you haven't already done so, check out my video at the link below to learn more about the dowding system and how it worked. At the close of World War II, any future war was thought to be more than 10 years away, and the dowding system was wound down. However, the Soviet nuclear bomb test in 1949 resulted in a serious rethinking of home defense. Throughout the 50s and 60s, the speed, range and reach of new bomber and fighter aircraft required earlier detection and a quicker response. Quick Reaction Alert, or QRA, fighter aircraft, launched and then controlled by RAF Air Operations personnel, would intercept and, if need be, engage inbound attacking aircraft. A shift towards missile technology also occurred over the same period, and defense against such a threat led to the creation of the Ballistic Missile Early Warning System. Again, RAF Air Operations personnel were called upon to operate Britain's airspace defense systems. The launch of a V-2 in September 1944 saw the first instance of a man-made vehicle traveling through space. Looking to the future, and as we start gazing to the stars, defense in aerospace provides a new variable to consider. Satellites generate opportunities for space to be used in a variety of applications, from communication over to exploration, science, and of course reconnaissance. However, there are other variables to consider. Take space debris from manned spaceflight and other assets that orbit around us. These can generate a major issue. Space is becoming a congested environment, and this places further space programs at even greater risk from collision and destruction once in orbit. Having situational awareness of space and what is floating around us is crucial, an important part of defense. And who does the RAF turn to for this task? That's right, Air Operations personnel. With the scope of capabilities now reaching beyond the limits of the sky and into space, we need to consider the possibility of multi-domain operations. Defence of the UK's airspace has now become defence of the UK's airspace and defence within aerospace. On September 11, 2001, the world changed. The coordinated attacks against America that day presented a new level of threat from global terrorism. In response, the RAF followed a policy of national air policing by looking within the UK's airspace as well as outwards. These new threats changed Air Operations' approach to keeping Britain safe. What didn't change were the people that were called upon to step into this role, Air Operations personnel. So how does air operations and the defense of the UK homeland look today? How does the RAF monitor, how does it report, and how does it control? Firstly, detection. Air operations personnel are responsible for the surveillance of the UK's airspace. It is monitored and collated here at the CRC, or Control and Reporting Centre, of which there are 2 in the country. This is presented as RAP, or Recognized Air Picture, and it provides real-time information of those aircraft that are inside the UK's airspace and meant to be, those that are not, and those that report an in-flight incident. If an aircraft is deemed a threat, a chain reaction will start here as the UK's airspace is monitored and a defensive mechanism is kick-started. And now we go back to an ATC at an RAF station. The second stage is scramble. As soon as the alarm is raised, Typhoon jets on QRA readiness taxi from their hangars at utmost priority. Their aim, the rendezvous with the reported aircraft. And how do they get there? This leads to the third stage, launch. Air operations personnel working here inside the air traffic control tower clear the runway and the surrounding airspace for the Typhoons to take off and depart in the quickest way possible. This ensures that not a second is lost before the Typhoons can conduct their rendezvous. Time is of the essence, and air operations personnel are trained in this task. Fourthly, navigate and clear airspace. Once the typhoons have departed the runway, air operations personnel working closely with their civilian counterparts clear the airspace ahead so the typhoons can route as direct as possible to their rendezvous. Flight time is critical. Any delay and the potential risk of the situation only escalates. Air operations personnel ensures that this does not happen. We're back at the CRC for the final stage, fighter control action. As soon as the typhoons have cleared airspace and are due to rendezvous, air operations personnel working as controllers here in the CRC guide them towards the reported aircraft. From this point onwards, communications are sought, and if the situation changes, so does the response level. If an aircraft is reporting a technical issue, it can be escorted to a safe landing. But if it continues to represent a threat, then a decision will be made at a governmental level and passed on to the typhoons here by air operations personnel. It is a serious business, and only an expert professional response guarantees UK homeland defence. Since the first bombs fell on the east coast of England in 1915 until this very second, there has been a need for Great Britain to defend itself. It has done so in some of its darkest hours in history and will continue to do so. Air operations personnel have been there every step of the way, and the future of the UK's homeland defence is in their hands. If you want to find out more about air operations, check out the link below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, have a great day, good hunting, and see you in the sky.